What's up, guys? My name is P, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Phipps Tips. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the overall market. We're going to check out its top performers. We'll have a look at the day's biggest winners and the day's biggest losers. I've got a few news articles I'd like to cover with you guys today. One is one dear to my heart. The game company Warfield is producing a first-person shooter style game that will reward its players with cryptocurrency. We'll see what that's all about. And then VeChain revises its roadmap because of investor concerns. We will read what that's about, guys, but a number one thing that I always understood to be a fatal thing with companies is when they start taking direction from their investors. But we will get into that and see what's that all about. And then we're going to wrap everything up at the end of the video today, guys, with Bitcoin technical analysis. But before we get started, if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button as I try to post a video every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you're not new around here and you are a returning viewer, hit that like button. Let's get this 4th of July started right, guys. We'll be right back. And guys, we are on coinmarketcap.com. The market cap currently at $268.8 billion with a 24-hour trading volume of $14 billion and Bitcoin dominance coming down a little bit today, 41.8%. Of our top 5, guys, we have Bitcoin down just 0.38%, Ethereum up just 0.07%, XRP down 1.62%, Bitcoin Cash down 0.37%, and EOS up 2% on the day so far, guys. But it's still pretty early. We're looking at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, there's plenty of time for this market to just shoot the moon, guys. Plenty of time. We're going to check out what's going on against the Bitcoin today. And so far, we have Electroneum leading the way up against Bitcoin, 18%. Status up against Bitcoin, 14%. Syscoin, I've been reading that it had some major sort of pump and dump thing going on. I'm not really sure. I didn't read too much into it. But it's up against Bitcoin today, 13.62%. Steam up against Bitcoin, 13.5%. And Monaco, rounding out the top 5, up against Bitcoin, 10.47% on the day, guys. We're going to check out our gainers and losers today. Our biggest gainer of the day is Sakura Bloom, up 62.68%. Tokes, up 53.18%. Mark.space, up 45.60%. Hydrogen, up 1.187%. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not right. Hydrogen is up 34.28%. And Veracoin up 32.75% on the day, guys. Now, we'll move to our biggest losers of the day. And we will see Super Game Chain has taken the crown today for the biggest loser, down 39.5%. Bitmark down 31.68%. Sentinel down 20.75%. Cashbet Coin down 19.14%, and Hero Coin, rounding out the top 5 losers, down 18.63%. So there you have it, guys. Your gainers and losers, your top performers. We're going to move on into this news article with the gaming company known as Warfield, creating a first-person shooter that's going to give us crypto. Hang on right there, guys. We'll learn all about it. Gaming company allows players to win cryptocurrency in its new first-person shooter. On June 21st, The Warfield company unveiled its first-person shooter game that allows players to win cryptocurrency. Players can use Warfield's Golder, or GLDR, as an ERC-20 compliant Ethereum-based cryptographic token to bet on their character's life. Although monetizing gameplay is not a new move, Warfield says the idea is attractive for gamers who are interested in making some extra money. What could be better than getting paid to play video games? It's been a gamer's dream, says Andreas Miranovsky, founder and CEO of Warfield. Warfield is not about having the best graphics or giving players something entirely new. It's an exciting, fast-paced online game from the world's most popular genre that gives everyone a chance to win something real that they can later withdraw and sell. The new online first-person shooter game is going to shape an entire blockchain-driven game economy that lets players win, withdraw, and trade Golder, just like they would Bitcoin or Ethereum, the company's press release says. According to Andreas Miranovsky, the Warfield team decided to start with a shooter because these games command the largest market share in more than $100 billion gaming industry. The company plans to add more games to the Golder platform. But guys, before we continue on, while the FPS, or first-person shooter genre, is by far the largest, I don't know if, like selling an 8-year-old crypto is probably the wisest decision. But who knows? Maybe this company's got to know what they're getting into, right? Right? Right. So, continuing on. Warfield's shooter rules imply players compete in a deathmatch style game, and eventually winners will get Golder from the losers. Unlike big tournaments, a player doesn't need to be an expert player to enjoy Warfield and win cryptocurrency, only just needs to be slightly better than his or her opponents. And if any of you guys are first-person shooter fans like myself, being slightly better than your opponent is not going to cut the mustard. When it comes to being competitive in first-person shooters, guys, there are people who are head and shoulders above others. Literally. Literally. And by the end of November 2018, the company plans to launch a marketplace and new battlegrounds, Amusement Park Area 51 and Pleasure Island. All three of those, I'm assuming, guys, are new maps. Warfield also plans to release mobile versions as well as versions for PlayStation and Xbox by May of next year. Golder tokens are available during the company's crowd sale campaign, which started on June 28th and will last until November 15th of 2018. During its ICO, Warfield is offering substantial discounts on Golder tokens, up to 60% off. Once the ICO ends, Golder will be unlocked and fully tradable. They can be withdrawn from the game into any ERC-20 Ether wallet with no maximum limits, and they are traded freely on cryptocurrency exchanges. The company expects that the value of Golder will rise alongside the popularity of its game. Warfield is supported by a board of advisors that includes such industry veterans as Adalberto Bruno from Electronic Arts, Tom Frisna from Bally Technologies, EA, Imagination Park Entertainment, and That Game Company, Dylan Sharkey from LinkedIn, Scott Shirley, a professional gamer of Halo and Call of Duty, and Benjamin Tershana from EA, IGN, and GameSpy. So there you have that, guys. What do you think? Are you kind of excited about crypto being invested into video game technology? I like how they've got like a PlayStation controller right here. I am not a Sony fanboy, so to speak. I am a Microsoft fanboy, and this, it just seems like they're, putting Sony out there. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. But what do you think, guys? I love the idea that, I can be sitting on my duff, shooting another guy in the face, and getting paid to do it. That is awesome to me. That is absolutely awesome. And you know, I like that that they're trying to get onto, you know, console gaming. Now, the question is, guys, does this company know what it's getting into? When it's fighting against juggernauts like Call of Duty and Battlefield, Destiny, Halo, there is a veritable, excuse my language, shitstorm of first-person shooter games out there. This company, this Warfield, they need to come up with something, you know, that's going to just catch the game and keep people playing it, because, you know, it doesn't happen that way, guys. Like, you can't just throw in like a quirk or, you know, like a little gimmick and expect people to just, you know, fall head over heels for this thing. Like, they said they're not going to have the greatest graphics. Let me find that part of the article again. Yeah, where they're saying that they don't need the greatest graphics or, you know, the greatest, or not the greatest, but like the best idea for the game, you know. Yeah, they're not wanting to do something entirely new. Here it is, right here. Warfield is not about having the best graphics or giving players something entirely new. So then what is it about to do? I mean, it's an exciting, fast-paced online game. Sure, most first-person shooters are that already. And it gives you something to win that's real, that can be sold. Now, that is a little different, that right there, guys. And could that be what draws other players away from these other juggernauts and into this game? Maybe, maybe. But only time will tell. I personally, I mean, I love the idea. I love the idea. But execution. We're going to need to see it properly executed. They're going to need to have some sort of draw to this game other than, oh, you get to win crypto if you win. Because sure, I mean, that'll draw in the first initial group. But then, you know, you'll have your people who just grind this game, guys. And they will become, you know, the top dogs. And it's inevitable that, I mean, this game will have a leaderboard, without a doubt. There's no way that it couldn't. And then, you know, the number one guy will never be dethroned. And it'll be something like that, guys. I mean, while the gaming industry is a $100 billion industry, like, first-person shooters are only part of that. And I'd be interested to see what other style of games they have that'll come out onto the Golder platform in the future. But for now, guys, looks like we're getting a first-person shooter, and that's okay with me. I think it's awesome. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you think that this is just another fancy little gimmick that another gaming company is throwing onto their game to try to get buyers, or do you think this is going to be the real deal and legit, and this is the way that games are going to move in the future? I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, guys. But we're going to move on to this VeChain revising its roadmap, so stay right there. And here we are, guys. VeChain revises its roadmap to address token swap concerns, brought to you today by CoinDesk. Blockchain project VeChain announced on Monday that it had revised its development roadmap in response to community concerns related to its token swap. The project, which aims to create a business-friendly public blockchain, launched its mainnet last week. However, the tech is not yet live and will only be active after VeChain migrates from the Ethereum blockchain, sorry guys, where it exists as an ERC20 token, to a wholly independent network. Yet, the swap has also been a point of contention for some token holders, especially those with the so-called X-Node status. According to the VeChain Foundation, the X-Node program rewards early project supporters who hold a set amount of tokens by giving them the opportunity to run a low-level node in the network. They also have the opportunity to upgrade to a more privileged node status in the future. To maintain their X node status, users must continue to hold the necessary balance, which will be monitored by the VeChain Foundation. In order to transfer the user's X node status from Ethereum to the VeChain mainnet, the Foundation initially said in its wallet manual that eligible users must transfer their tokens to VeChain's mobile wallet app by August 1st. However, despite VeChain's assurances that wallet is secure, users in the community forums were concerned about its use, particularly about what would happen to their X node status if they lost their phone. Well, number one, guys, don't be an idiot and lose your phone. Likewise, many expressed frustrations that the available alternative to the mobile wallet, the VeChain Thor Ledger app, would not be released until after the cutoff date for the X node migration. Which, that does seem a little bit Come on, guys. If you're wanting to do this and have it, work properly, and you're wanting everybody to take advantage of it, have everything put into place before you go and start swapping out your token and making everything independent. That's just my opinion. This means everyone has to do it without ledger support because that is not due out until after the date, a Reddit user named Neil wrote on VeChain subreddit. This is going to make people nervous, me included, as I want to keep my tokens secure, but definitely do not wish to lose my X status. And there were other users. Spell Boundaries criticized VeChain Foundation by saying, and then, just tweeted out a bunch of crap. They could have been better about this, specifically in a space like crypto, where people place safety as a top priority and invest money in things like hardware wallets. Having to place tens of thousands of dollars on the line for a token swap is pretty dumb, in my opinion. Well, he's accurate there, guys. I mean, this company, VeChain, they should have had everything in place because, they do have huge investors. Like, all these cryptos have, huge investors in them, with tens of thousands of dollars invested into these companies. And you don't have a way to migrate that money and those tokens from your current platform to what your initial format and platform is going to be. You really need to get that ironed out. On Monday, the Foundation announced that it would address the community's concerns by extending the X node migration period for 10 days after VeChain Thor Ledger app is available. It is also said that X node monitoring will start 3 weeks after the mobile token swap service becomes available, though it has not yet provided exact dates for these events. So that's a little bit of good news added to the end of the article, which I like to see. They get people a little pumped up and frustrated. Then they hit them with the good stuff. And, VeChain looks shiny and new at the end of this article. Additionally, VeChain will introduce a wallet observation function. Tell me more. That will allow users who create their VeChain private key addresses through alternative means such as hardware wallets or desktop wallets to manage their Xnode status through the mobile wallet. The Foundation also said it will backdate and compensate VTHO to token holders for the Xnode migration and token swap period as an entire migration timeline is completed, though it did not provide further details on when or how it will do so. Your voice has been heard, the Foundation wrote. We believe this is the best way to strike a balance between our desired security level and user functionality. Users in the community forums appear to be responding positively to the changes, while some Reddit users thanked the Foundation and said they admired its responsiveness. Others were being big fucking babies. One user identified it as Sevletter wrote, "It's called professionalism." Well, jerk, if you don't like what they're doing, sell and get out of crypto. Otherwise, these things happen, guys. These things happen. There is no company out there that does not have shaky takeoffs. I mean, if it's not something that you're willing to, bite the bullet and hold through, you don't deserve to be in this space, guys. I mean, I'm a fan of VeChain. I actually have a personal buddy who got into one of these X nodes. Like, he belonged to a group, and they all threw in, and they all have an X node, and they get paid out with it. It's kind of interesting the way they did it, but it's really cool idea. But let me know what you think, guys. Do you think VeChain is on the right path here? I think that they're trying to offer, the best solutions possible for what they're doing. They want to migrate to their own independent network, which eventually all of these companies will do. I mean, they've built upon Ethereum, but, their idea is to get their own main net going and, get the company that they've built and have touted about in their white papers. They want to get that off the ground and going, guys. And, I think that VeChain's really putting its best foot forward when it's trying to do things like this. That's just my opinion, guys. I would love to hear what you have to think. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. Do you think that the VeChain Foundation is on the right track here with its X node and, offering its smaller users the ability to run a node? I love that idea, guys. I love that idea. But drop me a comment down in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think about VeChain and its ideas. We're going to move on to our Bitcoin technical analysis, guys. Stay right there. Here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin versus US dollar 4-hour scale using the Bitfinex exchange information. And guys, I have kept up our tools. I have kept up our drawing tools, our indicators. And just from yesterday, just because, I like to continue on the whole idea that we had going yesterday. We're going to zoom in here, see what we can see on the day. And if you will notice, guys, see how yesterday when we were talking about how the 100-hour average now acts as a support line for Bitcoin? Look at this. Look at this. It came down. You can see that red wick hit the 100-hour moving average and bounced. So, support. That's cool. And now we are currently on an upward shot trying to push through the 200-hour average. We'll see what happens, guys. We're actually witnessing it happen right now. The price of Bitcoin is climbing from, it was just at $6,600. Now it's over $6,700 and moving. So, this is kind of exciting, right? But what we can expect, guys, is for this 50-hour and 100-hour average to continue acting as support. And hopefully that's exactly what happens. And if by chance we do retest it, oh, look at that, guys. It is getting so close to that 200-hour average. Like it's just touching it. We'll see if it's got the volume to push through or not. That's really exciting to watch here. But as you can see, guys, yeah, we're pushing through the 200-hour. We've taken this downward channel, like the upward trend of the downward channel, and we've punched through that. So we can almost, I don't want to remove it yet because, we're not quite out of the woods yet, guys. So I'm going to leave this here, but what we can do, I want to move this one in just to give us a bit better of an idea of what we were working with here. There we go. That's what we wanted to do. So, okay, guys, and look, now it's above. It is, Bitcoin price has pushed above the 200-hour. We'll see what happens. Like, it is now sitting at a support range of about 6,700, 6,800. Now, if we can keep it there, now if Bitcoin's price will just stay there and this candle close above the 200-hour average, we will be in fantastic shape for an upward shot to like the 7K range. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. We still got like 2 hours and 45 minutes before this candle closes. So what we are seeing, though, guys, right now, as this price is increasing, do you see how our trajectory of our 50-hour and our 100-hour is starting to curve up? You can see right there the 50-hour is taking a sharp turn up, while the 100-hour average, just a bit slighter of a turn. But you can see our RSI, guys, our RSI is creeping on into oversold, or not oversold, overbought areas. We're currently at about a 71, 71.1 on our relative strength indicator, or RSI. And we know, guys, that usually in the 70s, mid to high 70s, that's when we generally see a sell. So currently we're still pretty good, but if we creep up into like the 74, 75 area on the RSI, guys, we can expect a sell-off. So what we would like to see is just some sideways action right here as Bitcoin tries to consolidate and maybe bring this back down into normal trades again before we take another shot up. So yeah, that's really exciting. I've got to sneeze here, guys. 1 second. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here, guys. I think it's awesome. Bitcoin is actually being manipulated in the proper direction today. But what we're going to do, guys, we're going to zoom out and have a look at the day scale and see what we can see here. Yeah, and you know, guys, we could actually probably go ahead and remove this, but like I said, I don't want to just yet. I mean, we were only about a day or two above this downward trajectory, or above the top line of this downward trend. So if we give it about another day or two, try to test it, we may break through it again. I'm not really sure. If we're looking at our relative strength indicator on our day scale, guys, we can see Bitcoin's within perfectly normal trading areas. Our exponential moving averages still look terrible on the day scale. The 50 is below the 100, the 100 is below the 200, and the 50 is below the 200. And there's really no sign of it showing like a flattening out. It just looks like we're continuing the downward trend. Like I said, guys, we're going to remove the indicators. I want to put up our volume indicator on our day scale and see what that looks like. We have a good look here. Yeah, just by the looks of it, guys, you can see the volumes trending down. But that's just on the day scale. Let's have a look at our 4-hour with volume indicator up and see what we can see there. I want to turn auto off so I can move this around a little bit and bring it back into fold. There we go. Okay, that's what we want to see. Move this up a little bit just to get the price action out of the way. And yeah, we're getting some pretty good green volume spikes. We had this big one a couple days ago that led to our initial pump here. And then we've had some sideways consolidation. A little bit of sell-off there. But then, like I said, we're pumping again. We're making a play towards that $6,800 line. We'll see what happens. But there you have it, guys. That is what Bitcoin is doing right now. It currently sitting in a no man's land. This area here, like I said, if we can close on this with the candle being up around this area, that is a very good sign for Bitcoin. It means hopefully that we're going to be holding this as a bit of support, all this price action through here. We can even zoom out and make a case, you know, that this adds forward as well. Like Bitcoin has been historically traded here, so this will act as a line of support for us. So that is good news, guys. What we can hope to see, like I said, is a little after this candle closes, what we'll want to see is either a continuance of an upward shot or some sideways consolidation while we get ready to make another run up. So let's hope that that's what happens with the Bitcoin. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm hoping for. We really, really, really need to see some life in this market, in my opinion, guys. So just keep an eye on it. This is what we're expecting. I'm expecting it to continue to rise up. We're going to probably test that 7K range, like I said. Once we do hit that 7K range and punch through, 8K will be our next stop. Well, maybe not 8K, like 7,700, right around in here. So yeah, guys, just keep an eye on it right now. If you're long, actually, I want to state this before I even get into some, trading terms, is that this is not to be taken as tech or financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for educational and informational purposes only. So guys, if you are on a long hold from, back at a recent low of 5,800, currently sitting at 6,700, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't know what your target is. I'm assuming it's probably be like the 7K before you want to sell and wait for the dip. But we'll see. But guys, that's going to do it for the video today. If you're still with me after all this time, hit that subscribe button. If you learned anything new today about Bitcoin or about the gaming company known as Warfield or even VeChain, hit that like button, guys. Share it with a friend. Let your friends know that Bitcoin's off and running. That hopefully we're in the midst of a bull run. We can only see what we can see when time will show it to us. But until then, guys, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.